I think this is Darwin Núñez time to shine.
I don't know, eh? He should play more. Like he gets a lot of chance and he does score. I don't know how the fuck he scores, but he does. He does
I
it
also
really.
just think that
He
that
tries
Liverpool is
to
will be a better side if we play with
with a
Núñez's.
focal point, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
he
I
would
also
try.
think
He
so.
would try to header, and then he someone scores a bicycle kick. That's how he
Yeah.
scores. But yeah, I think because I know you wanted to talk about Liverpool's defensive issues. I think we kind of covered that as well.
Yeah, we
Then
kind of did, yeah, but
anything else you want to add on that? Because
we on that, I just would like to add that, the defensively, the depth there is, it's pathetic. Like for what Klopp wants to do with us, Arnold is playing, the inverted role from right back. So he's
mm,
expecting Gomez to do that. Gomez is not a right back. Gomez is a mix of right back. Gomez is a
but
centre back.
he played the same time Arnold came through, right? Gomez around about the same time Arnold was getting good. I don't know if you know what I mean. It was
Yeah, I
early
know what
days
you
for
mean.
Arnold, so Gomez used to play right back. So
He
Gomez
used
is
to play
comfortable playing there. He's fast, he's strong, and he can play. He can play holding
the
midfield as
only
well. He played
the
there a
only
few times as
reason.
well.
Yeah, the only reason, like you mentioned now, when Arnold was also coming through, the only reason he was playing right back because that's the only place where he could slot in. There wasn't space for him to play
Yeah,
centre
because
back, because
so
he
what
was
I'm
like he was a promising centre back coming from Charlton, signing for
yeah,
Liverpool.
but
So
he
where do you
can
have
play
to
right
play? I
back.
think it's Brendan Rodgers, but he's not suited for the role, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
Like how
yeah.
Liverpool wants to set up tactically
I
and
I
what they
think
expect from the fullback to do from that inverted role. So he's not the player. He doesn't
yeah for
have the
that.
technical capabilities for that role. So that's why I said, like, if Arnold has to be, let's be honest, if Arnold had to be injured for, like, say 2 months, would you be confident starting Joe Gomez, like, for 10 games in that right back spot
I would play Gomez over Trent Alexander-Arnold if he doesn't come in, if he doesn't invert into midfield. Because the reason why
if he
Arnold
doesn't
played that,
invert?
yeah. So the reason
Yeah,
why
I
the
agree with you.
so,
If he doesn't invert, that's why
but
that's
even
why
when
I
they,
specifically mentioned the
even when
the
they,
the, the role and the tactical um prowess that comes with the role that Klopp wants the inverted fullback
Arnold's
on the
biggest
right hand
problem
side to
is
play.
if you look at Cancelo, Klopp started with Kimmich at Bayern Munich. He started with that role, right? Philip Lahm started it, started right back and come into inverted right back to join the midfield. And then Kimmich used to do that. Now Kimmich is a full-on midfielder. And then he did
Yeah.
that with Cancelo on the other side and Zinchenko. Both of them pretty much came in. And now he's doing it with John Stones. And now everybody's trying to do that. The player must be able to defend as well, but also be able to
Yes.
create. So Trent is amazing at passing. He's one of the best creative players that you actually have. Because when you guys were winning and when you won the league, he had the most assists, didn't he? He was putting in
Yes.
balls the whole time. But now he comes in to spread and create more. But then it's so much more work for Konate and Van Dijk and Robertson, that whole attacking threat. Because Robertson is another one. Bombs up left, but he can't go anymore. Because when Trent comes inside, then Robertson must stay. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
otherwise
And
it's
he
just
has
going to
to
be
stay.
those two to cover that whole backside, and it's going to be near impossible. So I think the fact that everybody's trying to emulate Klopp, especially his Liverpool team, like you said, you don't have the players forward. If Trent is injured, I would actually prefer, if I was a Liverpool supporter, to have Gomez right back, defensively solid. Then you can have Robertson bombing up the left. Do you know what I mean? And putting the
Yeah.
ball
Then
even
then
Nunes
then it
because
just has to be a tactical tweak, like you just mentioned
yeah,
now, with
because to me
Gomez just
that
sitting and
and
just
then
forming the
and
like
then
a
Robertson goes, and to me,
yeah,
like
and then
that would
Robertson
make
goes,
you
yeah.
guys, that would make you guys so much more dangerous than this cut that is trying with Trent coming inside. Because Trent doesn't help defensively.
And that's why we need to sign a right back or a full back that is way better in defense, but he has the same or similar attacking output as what Trent or what the other great fullbacks, attacking right backs that you actually want. Like a solid guy would be Jeremy Frimpong or Dumfries. To
Mm,
be like I won't say a backup, but to come in and basically challenge Trent, or when you want to play, or even if you have a guy like Dumfries and you have Joe Gomez as a backup to him as a right back, you
mm,
can tweak the formation, go with a two-man pivot. You put whoever you want to put there with Trent alongside him, sharing defensive responsibilities. So then it allows Trent actually to also have like a kind of a free role with license to do what he does best.
mm.
So that's
And
why I say that in defense we need another centre back. Matip, yeah, yet again he won everything with Liverpool, but clearly Matip has run the race. Gomez has run the race. If Konati, we saw it in the last two games already. If Konati and what's the guy's name, Van Dijk is not there. Van Dijk hasn't been his best. So we need defenders. We need, and like you
mm,
said, and like you mentioned, when we spoke about the West Ham match, we need a pure defensive midfielder.
mm,
Endo is just a stopgap. Gravenberch is not a holding midfielder, central defensive midfielder, number 6. McAllister is not that guy. Jones is not that guy. Jones is a bloody well attacker that plays wide on the left hand or on the right hand side, but is being taught a new role. So clearly we need two solid central midfielders to come in that can also be solid part of like defense in the team, and
can
that
I
will also help.
can I
That
can
will
I
also help.
can I show you
You
something
wanna?
quickly? So you'll see over here.
Yeah, yeah.
So what you guys currently have is you have McAllister sitting here, and that is not his best position. Playing for Brighton, he was more a 8 or a 10, and
Well,
even for
yeah,
Argentina,
yeah.
he plays 8 or 10. He's not a sitting midfielder. Szoboszlai is also not a holding midfielder, but he comes deep to collect the ball, and he's the engine. He's got energy. He's Gerrard, right? And then you have Gakpo playing here, or Curtis Jones, but he tended to move quite wide in the last game against Wolves. He was out here a lot because Robertson stayed back. Was it, what's it like his name? The young one played there, and then Matip came over
Kwanzaa.
here, right? And
Mm.
Gomez came inside to sit next to McAllister, basically. That's what he did. So Trent comes in and does this. Robertson stays. Van Dijk stays there. Konate has all of this he must look after because Trent comes in here. And even if Trent is here, guess what Konate must do? All of this. And he must help here because McAllister can't do anything. But if you got Casado or Lavia or a solid holding midfielder, McAllister could then play here. The holding midfielder could play here. This nigga can go. This
That's what's
can then
supposed
become
to
a
happen.
3, and
Yeah.
he could come in here. Trent can come in and spray the balls. Do you know what I mean? But also, you don't really have a focal point. So Darwin Nunes could be there, and then Saladin can move in and around him because he holds the ball up good. Saladin can come in and around and play here. Luis Diaz. But Gomez, to me, he can play this position, but and I understand what you're saying. He's just not creatively. He's not as good as Trent. So when he comes in and he plays here, he's pretty much here to help McAllister. But McAllister was a fuck up against Wolves.
Yeah, against
You know what
Wolves.
I mean?
Yeah, it
So
failed. The experiment failed basically.
yeah. So
And you
now,
know what? Sorry to
yeah,
just
yeah.
to mention something with this role. Klopp did that tonight. Okay, last night he did that in the Europa as well. He didn't start Gomez there, but he played Tsimikas at left back. He started
Mm,
with Konati and Van Dijk, and then he had the youngster, the 18-year-old, who was, in my opinion, our best midfielder last season. Who
oh,
got injured.
What's his name? Yeah, yeah,
Pasic.
yeah.
Yeah, and then
He's that
so
guy.
so Basetic is basically playing the inverted role last night
Yeah,
against Lask. So, but I don't know. So we need that holding defensive midfielder. That's
yeah.
a priority that we need, and then we need, because if we sign like you said, someone in the in the mold of a Lavia or a Casado or even like a Amrabat or those type of players that sits there in front of your 3-man or 4-man midfield, whatever. So he can contribute a whole lot more in helping when what's his name, when Arnold moves up and
Yeah.
vacates space, or when he goes in, so allowing him to have like a free role. So if
Mm.
Trent is more central, he has like better vision for where he wants to place the ball. He doesn't
Mm.
just have like one option to just go to Salah or just
Yeah,
switching the
yeah.
play like we normally see him do. So now we can actually see Trent trying to pass the ball through the opposition defensive
Yeah.
lines.
And
But
just
that's just something that can only happen if we sign a proper number 6.
yeah. And just before we move on, like what I if Gomez had to play, if you had a more defensive right back, you then have this guy coming in and putting in, and because Luis Diaz starts there, but he comes inside, right? You then have
Yeah,
so much more, I think, ability with balls coming into these guys over here from him. And this is more what you did when you won the league. So Henderson would come back and provide cover for Trent when he gets forward and puts balls in.
yeah,
Trent would start passing the ball from here, from the halfway line, and Henderson would kind of come here, or he'd underlap, or come over here.
oh
And
yeah, overlap, yeah,
Salah would be all up and over here, and you had Firmino dropping in because Henderson would be assisting Trent, and then you had, what was it, Wijnaldum, or what's the other brother's name?
yeah. Wijnaldum and
And then
Milner, that
Fabinho.
was, and
Fabinho just
Fabinho,
protecting these two over here. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's what won it for you guys. But now everybody's copying this fucking Pep's cock. And Pep's already busy with other cock. Do you know what I mean?
exactly,
And now you guys, but anyway, like, I think once Klopp figures it out, if he figures it out, once he realizes Trent is not that guy, then you figure this out, this guy, then you've got something going on.